Hello, investors. It's Connor Bates, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Friday, July 18th, 4:42 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Market state continue being that uptrend since those subsequent follow-through days. Take a look at trend gauge over here on the right side of the screen. Market leaders in grow mode. Short term above the 21 EMA, medium term above the 50-day moving average, and long term above the 200-day moving average. Full bullish alignment of the moving averages currently. What happened today? Kind of today was options expiration, and sometimes that tends to lead to some choppy action, digestion, and that's kind of what we saw today. It was more so of a slow day, although many of the leaders held up quite well and continue to do so, and still fits that theme. Money leaves one sector and it finds its way in another, and that is the lifeblood of a bull market. So that's good to see. Here are the final numbers: 21 over 21 list up 60 basis points, 11 green, 2 neutral, 8 red. Turbo 12 up 1.30%, 8 green, 4 red. Big 8 flat on the day. RG8 up 0.21%. 60/40 stock and bond flat on the day as well. And then flagship portfolio GROTECTION up 0.22% on the day, and TurboTection up 0.43% on the day. Let's get into the inter-asset correlation. We will start with chart S&P 500, and again, just tight inside day at the highs. Just sitting at the upper end of this range looks good. Let's take a look at an hourly chart as well, and you can see 62.85, that's kind of the level broke out, kind of retested it today and closed slightly under 6,300. So all in all, good action. And based on this hourly chart, this looks like it wants to continue higher into next week. Daily looks good. We'll take a look at the weekly. And again, not quite a 3 weeks tight, but from the eye, it looks like it. And as a bull, can't really ask for much more. So that's that. RSP again flagging here at the highs after that undercut and reclaim of the 21-day looks constructive. QQQ, similar to the S&P, broke out of the range and staying out of it. You can see even say 560 as well and close back above 560. Take a look at the weekly chart. And all right, so market surge is flagging. This one is 3 weeks tight. Well, the prior week, kind of breaking out of that pattern this week. So that's good to see. Tech remains strong, and you even had Tesla getting some action today. This is it's a power of four. Look how tight all the 821, 50, and 200-day moving average. You got a big downtrend line from the highs here. So perhaps Tesla could start get going again, and that would only bring more strength into the market. Mags continuing higher, another higher high today. Dow Jones flagging after that bounce off the 21-day. Mid caps, same thing, flagging off after that bounce off the 21. Russ 2000 flagging here as well, just in this flag setup. Could be a breaks out, could be a trigger for some TNA. ARC, a little bit of an outside reversal day, 3 days up in a row, pretty extended. We're now looking at about a double off the lows for ARC, which is just extremely impressive. FFTY looks like it wants to make a shot for these highs going back till February of this year, 34.26, closed at 33.65 today. And again, FFTY, that's a pretty good proxy for the type of stocks that we trade. If that's continuing higher, that's a really good sign. The VIX continues to leak lower, living below 18. Again, another reason to be bullish. The dollar kind of, after rejecting the 50-day, this is kind of flagging here, continues to hold the 21. So that's a character change. And if this kind of breaks up higher through the 50-day, my expectation would be that gold would start to sell off a little bit as well, that correlation. But, if the dollar bounces for now, it just looks like a mean reversion, as this has been in a clear downtrend for some time. Gold, same thing. My expectation is this is going to make a move, a decent move within the coming days to weeks. When you got compression like this in price, compression in moving averages, that typically leads to expansion. So, break out of the range, that could trigger upside, break this downside, that would trigger a downside move. Could really see this going either way. GDX again sitting right at the 50-day here. Silver consolidating at the highs looks much better than gold. Looks really good. Bitcoin looks great as well, consolidating above the 8 EMA after that strong move up, and crypto continues to be robust. You got XRP, Solana, Ethereum, all participating with Bitcoin. You would say, looking at the crypto complex, you would say Bitcoin is the TML, the liquid leader, but you got the other high flyers, the XRPs, the Solanas, the Ethereums, but kind of how I view it. And there's tons of other crypto coins as well. Bonds sitting right at the 200-day. TLT, same thing, just sitting at this 85 support level. See which way it wants to break heading into next week. Rates flagging here. TNX, same deal. All right, let's take a look at the tape. All right, let's see. Percent of stocks above the 5-day moving average, that's at 60 right now. News-wise, the House voted 308 to 122 to pass the Genius Act, a bill that addresses cryptocurrency rules and regulations, and Trump signed that bill at 2:30 p.m. today. Netflix and TSM kind of mix. Netflix kind of like not a huge reaction on earnings today. Fed Governor Waller, he's a voting FOMC member, he stated in a speech that he believes the Fed can cut rates at the July meeting and expects inflation to remain in check. We also got the University of Michigan consumer sentiment readings as well today. That was pretty much on the news front. Keys, all things hold, S&P and Qs above the 8 EMA, right at all-time highs. Russell above the 8 EMA, but rejected that 2276 level. And then Bitcoin hanging out at all-time highs as well. Day count broke out yesterday, and kind of day two slash consolidation one didn't really accelerate, but holding out of the range. That's good to see. 19 days above the 8 EMA and 59 days above the 21 EMA as well. That's quite a long stretch for the 21 EMA. Don't have stats on for the last time it's been that long, but I would believe this is one of the longer longer rallies above the 21 EMA. Short-term expectations continue to be positive. And then sectors wise, utilities were strong today. TLN, that's a big utility provider. They had some news this morning and it gapped into all-time highs and highest volume ever. VST, another utility power name with a nice bounce off the 21 today. Gold slightly up, uranium, and then weakness, biotech, Bitcoin, oil, home builders, healthcare, communications. GROTECTION today, two offensive trims on Robinhood and Coinbase, 1.16 beta, 5.73% open heat, turbotection, offensive trim on Hood and Coin as well, and then just peeled off a little bit of the Irene position. And that if that breaks out on Monday, we'll add that back. 2.15 beta, 6.94% open heat. And bottom line, digestion day slash Opex chop with leaders staying strong. Let's get into the charts. All right, GROTECTION and TurboTaction, two of the same trades today. Coinbase took an offensive trim on this one today, was buying it down here on this dip, at around in the lower 300s, and this shot up right off the open. A little bit euphoric with the Genius Act being passed, and you can see shot up to 440. This was in price discovery mode. This was holding above those 2021 IPO highs, came back in, but we got some pretty good trims off here into strength in the morning, and this had the Christmas tree pattern, reverse most of the day and close okay, still looks great. Love the story here. Love the price action. Still so big position in TurboTaction and nice position in GROTECTION, but just taking some off into strength um and raising the stop. But this one, looks good and still love the idea here. And then Hood, offensive trim. This one again for both GROTECTION and TurboTaction. Again, 3 days up in a row. This one's starting to go parabolic, and now 17.5% above the 21. And this is 36% above the 10-week moving average, getting a little bit extended. Again, love the name, love the story, but triple digit gains on this one and taking some chips off the table. Then Irene sized this up for a breakout on Thursday. This came back in, so we just reduced this into just a little bit smaller size, see if this can break out. Again, still looks great. Just didn't want all that overnight risk with not a huge cushion on that name. All right, that's trades today. Let's take a look at 21 over 21 list. VST, the highlight of the day, and most of the names that were undercutting the 21 day this week reclaimed with force. I said TLN. I don't remember the exact news, but gapping up on huge volume into new all-time highs in the utility electric power group, and that sparked VST as well. So, through 200, this one probably has some more legs higher. MP, extraordinary strength on this one. Ate up the offering, putting in new highs today. Robinhood, Reddit, nice undercut and reclaim of the 21. I sold this in turbo, just no traction, but this one decided to go and show some relative strength today. So, see if this one starts to lead. Coinbase covered this. Great, great move. DoorDash, undercut and reclaim of the 21 as well. PWR, new highs again today. This one more under the radar name, but super strong. CCJ again, super strong. First half of the 21 day and moving higher. GE Vernova, just a chugger, owned in both portfolios, just continues to make new highs. Freeport McMoran, undercut and reclaim of the 21, trying to reclaim the 8. EQT consolidating under the highs. Uber sitting right at the 50-day. Just, this is a tough trading stock. It's super choppy, typically does not go on super nice linear runs, and this one tried to break out, just failed, happens back into the 50-day moving average. Delta consolidating above the 200-day, Palantir continuing higher, Nvidia continuing higher, DraftKings consolidating here, SoFi continuing higher as well, Bitcoin flagging here. AVAV inside day, Circle, pretty harsh rejection. This one as well got pretty euphoric off the open, washed out off the open, then shot up hard into 260. Got rejected hard there. Just a little euphoria on the Genius Act being passed. This one, not the prettiest bar, but again, this one's holding above the 8. And actually, one day, not in the 21 core weave. This one is breaking down quite a bit, break below the 50-day moving average and close below the 10-week, and kind of a head and shoulders top playing out here and continuing lower. Credo, another one. This is a leader pulling back into the 21 day on some volume. So maybe a little concerning. This could have some room lower, but this name on a pullback, I'm interested in this one. Perhaps maybe a pullback into the 10-week moving average, which is priced still 17% above, but this is on watch for a pullback as well, like the story, like the fundamentals, and offering a pullback on this one. All right, that's 21 over 21 list. Turbo 12 Oost, what a move. Walk through all night or all week on this high tight flag, falling through quite nicely. Leader in the LiDAR, LEU has just been an absolute monster for turbotection, and another big day up 6.5%, starting to get a little parabolic. Sedge Solars came back to life today, and I really like this flag here off the bottom. Definitely stage one base breakout in a really hated sector. VIK new highs again for this name in the cruise lines. ASTS another new high today. This one acting extremely well. SYM continuing higher, no give back whatsoever. Kratos Defense again continuing higher as well. And you can see, look at these names. They're not giving back whatsoever. And there's going to be a time where the market pulls back. That's inevitable. The market always pulls back. Names are always going to test the 21 or the 50-day. And that's why we sell into strength. And if you want to hold the name through a base, sell into strength to a size where you feel comfortable holding through a pullback. And then you can always add back what you sold. MIR, nice move out of this consolidation. Irene, high tight flag. INOD, choppy mess, really sitting at the 21 day. AS consolidating under the highs. And then AAOI has been choppy, but this one's consolidating quite pretty nicely as well. So in some of these nuclear names, SMR, just monster move higher. Oklo, another one, off the 21, rocketing higher. I am watching China stocks. K-Web's coming out of the space. You got BABA, this is like the liquid leader, back above all key moving averages. And then Futu, this is arguably my favorite. Broke out of this range, 4-day pullback after the breakout, continuing higher. Um, and China could be a good diversification as well. Sometimes if US markets pull back, China tends to outperform, but again, historically the sector is a tougher to trade, but I'm not going to lose track of this huge base on K-Web and these type of multi-year bases. Once price breaks out, that's when you can really see some big moves. And now that doesn't always happen, but I will bring up Rocket Lab, right? Textbook stage one base, and look at this move that it's had. Hood, this is another one, huge stage one base, Palantir. So whenever I see these big stage one bases, I always take note. And certainly K-Web has been in one for years now and starting to get back up and really above 40 is when the party gets started for this sector. So set alerts, keep an eye on this one potentially, but again, overall, the action S&P flat on the day, many leaders holding up well. Weekly chart kind of break coming out of 3 weeks tight pattern. And, overall, the market continues to look healthy. No huge red flags. Some leaders like Spotify, Netflix on earnings leaking off a little bit. But on balance, like look at a name like Roblox, no give back whatsoever. So some names starting to get a little bit parabolic, super extended. Hence, that's why we did some offensive trimming this morning on two names. But um, yeah, the market continues to look good. We've been bullish, like we've been highlighting every nightly video. And that is everything. That is going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you. You can email me at connor@revereasset.com or reach out to me on Twitter at connorjbates_. Phone is 855 Real Wealth, 855-732-5932. And if you're ever interested in becoming a client, as always, please reach out. Thanks for watching this week. Hope you guys have a nice, relaxing weekend. And always, we will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.